Let's all play a game. Let's take a minute to imagine you go to Sicily for a holiday. Just a holiday, no particular motive. It would take 38 hours straight, in a car and a ferry, to go from here to Sicily. From one island to the other, it's almost 3,500 kilometers. But it's well worth all that journey, all that effort. How beautiful, scenic, and adventurous that trip will be. The good news is, everyone can do it. Every single one of you can choose to travel there, safely crossing 2 seas to get there. When there, you can explore and enjoy the sun. What a fantastic holiday, isn't it? Now let's play another game, shall we? Let's say you want to go to Sicily, like before, with a key difference this time. You are a migrant. You are fleeing your home. You're trying desperately to survive. You have no identity, like many others. You have no place to live in, no documents with you. Your only goal being survival. In spite of this, you try to remain hopeful. You don't know if you will ever arrive in Sicily safe and sound, or if you will be one of the 18,671 refugee lives that the Mediterranean Sea has taken since 2014. Many take this journey every year to seek the same opportunity to just live. Such an opportunity that we all take for granted today. The challenges refugees and asylum seekers encounter when they succeed in the treacherous crossing, and they finally arrive to safety, here or in the other 26 European Union states, it's always the same. The need to find a job to obtain security, the need to start a life again, the need to integrate into a different culture. These are the key adversities that every migrant faces at some point. Finding employment is a key aspect to provide stability in the lives of these people. Not only can employment contribute to the individual, but also to their family. By being able to provide for themselves, they can also provide to their spouse, their sons and daughters, their mothers and fathers, and anyone they share the treacherous journey with to get here. Fortunately, there's a plethora of possible solutions for helping these people. Ireland is already doing something. The EU is already doing something. But it's simply not enough. The state and EU institutions are far from people's reality. It's not their fault. It would be simply impossible to have that empathy and understanding with each individual person. Unfortunately, there is a great misunderstanding about refugees and a stigma that follows them wherever they go. According to a study performed by the Laois Partnership, only 30% of Irish corporations are aware that refugees can be hired in the first place. Refugees also report that corporations tend to choose non-refugee candidates as they may seem easier to hire. The standards and expectations in the Irish workplace are also different from what the refugee could be used to. With different cultures comes different CVs, different interview styles, and even simple etiquette can vary.
Why 12 UCC students decided to take action. We are Kangol, and we strive to make sure every day that these refugees and asylum seekers get the best opportunities to integrate into Irish society, to become key citizens that can provide for themselves and their family. How do we do that? With passion. We care. Our group is made of members from a wide abundance of cultures. Some of the Kangol members come from refugee backgrounds. Some are even immigrants themselves. Our diversity and skills allow us to have a unique view that makes Kangol what it is today. What we all have in common is that we all care. We aim for refugees and asylum seekers to be stitched into the fabric of our community as they add the diversity and unique skill sets required for a modern society. With Kangol in its second year, we have worked together in giving hope and a chance at employment to the refugees and asylum seekers in the Cork area. As entrepreneurial leaders, we have taken it upon ourselves to identify this need in our society. We have successfully capitalized on this opportunity by taking personal responsibility and caring for each refugee we help. With this comes the task of managing the risks involved and the ever-changing dynamics of direct provision residence. This begs the question, how can we be innovative, efficient, and employ business models while keeping the humane and personal side of Kangol alive? As our name says, we connect. We are building a network of industries and businesses that are looking for hardworking and dedicated workers. We simply connect those corporations with refugees and asylum seekers. Everyone at Kangol has also spent their abilities, contacts, and energy in aiding 123 people this year through 2 career fairs and 4 workshops in direct provision centres. We have made 29 connections between our project and the local businesses in the community. In our workshops, we engage with the residents of direct provision centres face to face. We listen to their struggles and their heartbreaking stories. We aid them with their CVs and interview skills. We offer them a personalised experience that permits them to become the best candidate they can be for any job they apply for. We encourage the refugees to join our employability program. This is where we collect their CVs and connect them with open job vacancies in one of the corporations in our business network. To date, we have gathered 32 CVs in our database. We strive to ensure that our business operations are environmentally friendly. Our CVs, documents, and surveys are carried out electronically to reduce our carbon footprint. According to our internal surveys we conducted with the residents, our workshops have seen 80% of the attendees increase their confidence level with their CVs. BAM Ireland, Radisson Blu, The Spitjack, a local Cork restaurant, and other local Cork businesses are all companies that cooperate with us to provide refugees with employment. We also have a range of organisations we collaborate and link with to provide the best service to the refugees and asylum seekers. These include Better Together, Aramark, NASC, and Breach. We have an excellent pending partner. Negotiations with Aldi have been ongoing, and cooperation in the future would boost Kangol immensely. Our business model allows corporations to not miss key talents, reduce the time spent recruiting, while also boosting their CSR and taking a lead in the local community. They can play their part in reducing the global refugee crisis by simply working with us and employing these skilled and determined people. We have already seen keen interest from businesses to get involved with Kangol. We've even managed to help place 1 person in employment with Radisson Blu. 4 people have done interviews with businesses in our network. We coached them through this process and negotiated on their behalf with the business. We also held mock interviews with them to boost their confidence and give them tips for their real interviews.
In return for our work, the corporations pay Kangol a managed service fee for the position being filled, without charging the refugees anything. We have innovated upon the recruitment agency standard revenue model. We have set up a deal with the Spitjack to receive 10% of the yearly salary if we provide them with a skilled chef. We have also been in talks with BAM regarding a €300 lump sum fee per head recruited through us. In essence, it's a win-win-win. Unfortunately, the pandemic curbed our progress, as it has done for many businesses. However, we are determined to keep up the momentum using innovation and technology. We are in talks with BAM about 6 potential new recruits. We have also secured a grant of €300 from the Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Unit at UCC to expand our work into Dublin. We were in the process of planning a workshop there and hosting a corporate event to attract more Dublin businesses to work with Kangol before the pandemic postponed our plans. We have big plans for the future. We won't stop helping people until we are no longer needed. We hope to create stronger partnerships with BAM and Aldi to allow our work to expand all over Ireland and even internationally, as this crisis is prevalent all over the globe. We are Kangol. We connect. We encourage you to do the same from now on. Connect with others. Connect with corporations. Connecting has never been so important in today's world. Everyone will benefit. As said by David Fox, let us stand in solidarity, not to a specific country, race or religion, but rather to humanity. Thank you kindly for your time and attention.
Now the question and answer session will begin. Can you explain what an NPS score is, how it's arrived at, and the significance of the value of 57?
The Net Promoter Score is a standard metric used by organizations worldwide. It ranges from negative 100 to positive 100, with the industry average being plus 32. By surveying the residents of direct provision who engaged in our workshops and used our services, Kangol got a score of plus 57, which is in the great category and highly above average. This showcases the refugees' loyalty and their overall satisfaction with the services Kangol provides. It also shows their likelihood of them acting as a promoter for Kangol's brand and spreading our image through word of mouth. We found that word of mouth is the most effective form of advertising and reaching out refugees who are looking for employment.
Prior to the pandemic, when there was a low level of unemployment, what were the barriers to you securing more employment for more people?
Prior to the pandemic, we faced 4 major barriers. Our biggest barrier would have definitely been the language barrier. So many of the people we worked with in the Direct Provision Centre did not have the level of English required for their desired roles. For example, customer service, where they would need a high level of English to communicate with their customers with ease. Second of all would have been our range and ability to connect with businesses. Seeing as we are all full-time students, we did not have the time to communicate and network with businesses as much as we would have liked to, and this was definitely a limiting factor. Third of all, a lot of the refugees and asylum seekers we worked with did not have work experience in the field that they wanted to go into, and this definitely put them at a disadvantage. And lastly, another big barrier would have been the stigma facing refugees. This ranged from businesses not knowing that you can employ a refugee and how many hours they can work, and refugee rights in the world of work and things like that.
From a scaling up point of view, what level of activity would need to exist to make the project financially sustainable?
When scaling up, time would be the most important resource. Therefore, we'd hire staff to handle our clients and the refugees, as well as hosting workshops all over the country and beyond. Large partners such as Aldi, BAM and the healthcare sector will be highly beneficial for their support in hiring refugees and taking on a joint advertising campaign with us. With their support, we can gain more customers and direct provision residents. Since the diverse skill sets found in these people are sought after by most companies, building a strong relationship will be easy. This would allow for Kangol to reach financial stability, and they can help us in expanding internationally, especially with global companies.
There's a big difference between a flat fee of €300 and 10% of salary. What's the intended financial model going forward?
Okay, this is a great question, because the current financial model allows Kangol to profit off all positions recruited. See, some corporations are unwilling to pay a large percentage fee for roles that are in high demand and easily filled. The model, therefore, intends to be based on the demand of each individual position, as this can vary from role to role. For example, a chef is a highly skilled position where there isn't a huge supply of workers, therefore we can charge the 10% fee. In contrast, in the construction industry, for unskilled positions, there can be a lot of workers available for the company to employ. Here we offer this lower alternative fee of €300 to ensure that the company still pays us for the CSR and skills provided through working with us.
How much interest is there from refugees and asylum seekers? How would you envisage gaining critical mass?
Since beginning our workshops, we have spoken with 123 different people who showed a desire in what Kangol has to offer. This shows the interest better than anything. These individuals have come to us to seek advice with queries and for help with employment. Our workshops have given us an excellent opportunity to solidify relationships with our members, and also has allowed us to attract critical mass from word of mouth. This word of mouth has allowed us to get in contact with individuals nationally and even globally before they come for any refugee status. Attracting critical mass is also possible by having joint advertising campaigns with corporations to increase our reach. By having a large network of refugees, we can increase our impact. All of this shows how Kangol's work is spreading and how the interaction of asylum seekers proves there is a need for it.